afternoon. We'll be calling the Ordinance Committee meeting to order. Can we have a roll call?
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Rouse is absent. Mayor Murillo will be sitting in. Mayor Murillo.
Here.
Madam Chair Sneddon.
Here. Thank you. And do we have any public comment for items not on the agenda?
We do not.
Okay, thank you. So at this point, we'll invite staff report.
Thank you very much. Allison DeBusk, Senior Planner in the Planning Division. So we're here today to discuss a request from Westmont College. They would like to amend their specific plan, which is known as SP5, in order to provide more flexibility in administering their employer-sponsored affordable housing program. The SP5 zone is located near the city's northern boundary, just west of Westmont College. And as some background, this zone applies to the 41 residential units that are located on Westmont Road, and this development is known as Las Barrancas. SP5 was adopted in order to establish a single residential unit district where affordability of the housing is ensured and where specific development standards are established to protect the natural environment and neighborhood values on property adjacent to Westmont College. So currently, SP5 includes language that specifically restricts residential units in that zone to moderate income households. Westmont College would like to amend the text in order to eliminate that moderate income restriction, but still maintain all of the units as either income or price restricted. So the proposed amendment would allow for a range of income and price restrictions, and it refers to an amended and restated affordable housing agreement for details on the number of units at each affordability level. Basically, in exchange for increasing the potential sale price of some of these units at Las Barrancas, Westmont is offering an additional 11 units that are located at their Tejado Grove development. Tejado Grove is a 13-unit condominium development located at the corner of West Los Olivos and Oak Park Lane. Excuse me, that development is currently under construction and is actually very close to completion. So this is a summary of Westmont's existing housing program. They have 43 units that are restricted and 11 that are market rate units. Their proposal would have all 54 units as restricted units. Basically, the proposed housing program would move 20 units at the Las Barrancas development from the moderate category to a sliding affordability scale that ranges from moderate to price restricted. 11 additional units at Tejado Grove would move from market rate units to a sliding affordability scale ranging from moderate to price restricted. So staff has reviewed the proposed request, and we believe that this proposed amendment is consistent with the policies and goals of the general plan. Two housing element policies that are particularly relevant are H12, which encourages the private development of above moderate housing, and policy H21, which aims to maintain existing affordable units. Additionally, we have housing element policies that reference employer-sponsored housing, and this is one of the few examples of employer-sponsored housing that we have in the city. So ensuring their long-term success is important to us. So staff finds that although the amendment will result in a reduction or a possible reduction of the number of moderate units being provided, we think that overall the program would provide enhanced affordability given the additional units that would be restricted as affordable housing. So therefore, staff recommends approval of the specific plan amendment, and we can answer any questions that you may have. David Rowell from the city's housing division is also available to answer questions that you have. Thank you.
Mayor Murillo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I did watch the Planning Commission hearing, so I got a lot of my questions answered there. But I did want to ask about the number of bedrooms. The applicant has figured out that that's the size of the household that would fit their employees or faculty, staff. It's just curious to see 3 and 4 bedrooms being built to me, but.
Madam Mayor, the Tejada Grove is all 2 and 3 bedroom units, so it nicely supplements the 4-bedroom units at Las Barracas. And many times they have situations where they are up at Las Barracas, they have a family, the kids grow up and go off to college, and 4 bedrooms is quite a bit. So the offering of new units, 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms at Tejada Grove is a nice supplement to their program. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you, Mr. Rowell. You did.
Councilmember Gutierrez?
Thank you. I have a question. If you can just break down for me what moderate, upper middle class, or price restricted means.
Member Gutierrez, I'd be happy to. Moderate is the income range. Oh, thank you very much. Moderate's the income range between 80 and 120% of area median income. And the target is 100%. And to give you an idea, to put income ranges behind that, moderate for 2 people is a range of making $64,251 a year to $76,416 a year. And middle income is the range of 120 to 160, and for 2 people that's 76,000 to 101,000. And as you continue to go up, upper middle is 160 to 200 AMI, and that income range for 2 people is 101,000 to 127,000. So what has been occurring with the Westmont program is you have the faculty or staff member with an income, and many times the spouse's income takes them completely out of the moderate income category and moves them into middle and upper. And we've had no offerings in their program available for those faculty member or staff. So this is a nice supplement. And even at an upper and middle income range, you can't afford a market unit in the city of Santa Barbara. Does that answer your question? Or?
So when it says price restricted, what does that mean exactly?
Price restricted is there's no income level associated with the applicant, but what we do is we restrict the price such that it's quite a bit below market. It's 120% of the upper middle income price. So in each of those bedroom categories, if you just simply multiply it by 120%, that's the price. It's quite a bit below market prices, still making it affordable for faculty members. And once again, there are people that actually go over the top of the middle income category, not necessarily due to the faculty member's income, but to the spouse's income. And yet at that income levels, if you look at the median price home of $1.1 million, it's very difficult still to afford a home in the city of Santa Barbara.
Thank you.
And then I had one additional question. So these are properties that are owned by Westmont,
That is correct.
and then this is matching the prices to what they know their demographic of need is for their faculty?
What the city has done here is calculate maximum sales prices that Westmont is allowed to charge. Westmont is very generous in that their prices are substantially lower than these as part of an employer package to recruit and retain. So these are calculated based on the income category, taking 35% of their gross income and backing into a house price that way to make it quote-unquote affordable in that income category. They choose to offer it at quite a bit less.
Thank you.
Sure.
Do we have any further questions from the committee? Councilmember Gutierrez?
Thank you. Who is eligible when it comes to the staff at Westmont to actually live in those units?
The Member Gutierrez, the documentation allows for Westmont faculty and staff, and that's really more of a Westmont call as to who in staff would be eligible. I didn't know if you wanted to comment on that at all.
Good afternoon. I'm Doug Jones, Vice President at Westmont College. In response to your question, Mr. Gutierrez, the majority of the folks at Westmont who would qualify for housing would be our faculty. We do have some staff members who would qualify for that. Not all staff members at the college qualify for any sort of housing assistance. But essentially, if you think about, just in rough terms, like a director level position on up, so somebody that most likely is going to have to relocate from the area, folks who are going to be able to join the staff at Westmont who live locally or live within a fairly reasonable drive, we wouldn't necessarily offer housing assistance to those folks. But again, most of the folks that would qualify would be most likely relocating from outside the area.
Got it. Thank you.
Any further questions from the committee? No? Okay. With that, is there any public comment on this agenda item? No. So it's to the committee.
May I?
Oh.
I'd like to move that we recommend to the full city council an ordinance amending the said section related to the Westmont College specific plan for housing.
I second.
Okay. Thank you. Is there any discussion to the motion?
I just wanted to thank Westmont for providing housing for their staff and faculty. You are setting an example for other educational institutions. Thank you.
I'd also like to echo that. I mean, employee-sponsored housing is really valuable to our community, and thank you for that. I think with that, we are ready to take a vote. Roll call vote.
Councilmember Gutierrez,
Aye.
Mayor Murillo,
Aye.
Madam Chair Snedden.
Aye. Thank you. And I believe that concludes our Ordinance Committee meeting. Thank you.